We are past due for change. The time is now to demand our justice.
I agree. And for social justice, we must rally our brothers and sisters. Our freedom lies within us.
Are you ready to pick up the torch and be the next social justice leader?
Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
The nation today has witnessed a grave breach of its democratic traditions. For the first time in American history, supporters of the losing presidential candidate forcibly disrupted the official counting of electoral votes. John Yang begins our coverage.
Chaos erupted at the U.S. Capitol today when pro-Trump demonstrators breached barricades and pushed their way inside as lawmakers were in the process of making President-elect Biden's election official.
Did you see the news? It's all over this TV about people invading the Capitol building. Can you believe what they're saying? We gotta get everybody on the phone. We gotta get everybody on Zoom. Now they're comparing this to the civil unrest we face every day?
To know that the media is trying to compare this act of treason to the movement is ridiculous, but not surprising.
I have this time and time again, my sister, and you are right, as there is no surprise here. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make guilty innocent. Make you hate the people who are being oppressed and love the people who are doing the oppressing. And that's power, because they control the mind of the masses.
At the heart of all of this is our lack of freedom and the need for us to strategically come together. We should not be 56 years out of black people being free and black people still being lynched. Only this time without a rope and a tree, but a cop in the knee.
Too many times in this moment we are asked to change in order to make other people feel comfortable. No one ever changes their position to make people of color feel comfortable.
As a young man, I got into this fight to ensure that our people will get their just due. Being spat on, beating with sticks by police officers, and almost getting killed in the bloodiest of Sundays. I believe that this wouldn't still be the reality today for our people, for our young people. But that was 1965. After watching what happened to George Floyd in 2020 and now this in 2021, I had to stop and question, is it still 1965?
John, you know, I know. I was right there following with him. With Martin Luther King, Freedom Summit organized to change this injustice by empowering our people and give us the rights to vote and give us the key to freedom. What we witnessed was bloodshed. What we see is Tamika in the Black Lives Matter movement during today is what I knew to be true. Is it the grassroots activists who make the biggest difference? We must mentor and train up the youth to take the torch. Black Lives Matter is doing what needs to be done. But when you know your enemy, it will try to make you and others turn against each other. If there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. That's what I see on this TV. The enemy is within and outside that these folks are fighting.
But you got to understand that nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gotten their freedom by appealing to their moral sense of people who are oppressing them. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We can only win when we love and support each other. We must do that. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Liberty and justice for all are beautiful words, but the ugly fact that was liberty and justice were only for white males. Since the beginning, I thought there were only two ways to create change for black people in this country, either politically or by open arm or revolution. Malcolm defined it succinctly, the ballot or the bullet. Since I believe human life is valuable, for me, the choice had to be the creative use of the ballot. The one thing you've got going. Your one vote. Look at what Stacey Abrams did.
Surely, the work that Stacey has done in Atlanta has brought her voice back to the White House. Never would I have imagined to see the shade of blue to be used to describe my state. That's part of the anger that we see on this TV as they destroy the Capitol. My brother Warnock and my mentee Asif will make a difference in Congress.
Congressman, it's more than a responsibility for them. We see how these people are storming the Capitol, that they don't have respect for the laws of this country. So we gotta do our part and make sure they understand the effects of not following laws. Now is the time for us to plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize. We can have true freedom in an instant if we did that.
We who believe in the freedom cannot rest until the killer of black man, black mother's son become as important to the country of killer of white mother's son. We who believe in the freedom cannot rest until this happens.
I will stand by my decision not to go to war with my pretty self, but it's much deeper than that. I will not disgrace my religion, my people, or myself by becoming a tool to enslave those who are fighting for their own justice, freedom, and equality. Descendants of slave masters ordering descendants of slaves to fight other people in their own country?
Brother Muhammad, you speak truth. We aren't supposed to be so blind with patriotism that we can't face reality. Wrong is wrong no matter who says it.
Where there is oppression, there will be resistance. But no matter what happens, people, we must remind ourselves that Black people in America are oppressed. It's necessary to do that so we don't get used to anything. The less you think about your oppression, the more your tolerance for it grows. Racism is so universal in this country, so widespread and deep-seated. In the end, anti-Black, anti-female, and all forms of discrimination are anti-humanism. You don't make progress by standing on the sidelines. You make progress by implementing ideas, by taking action. I am and always will be a catalyst for change.
Freedom is an act. Do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a week, a month, or a year. It is a struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble.
Before we hang up, y'all, remember, we got a lot to do. We must never forget key things. America has looted Black people and Native Americans. So looting is what we learn from them. We learn violence from them. From Emmett Till to me, Trayvon Martin, the movement continues.
We are the movement. We pass the torch to you.
We're the movement. We pass the torch to you.
Hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get